I know what you're thinking. Why am I not playing the good Fallout game? I go offline when I play Fallout 3 because everyone just messages me, why are you playing that? Fallout 3 players are persecuted as Fallout Brotherhood of Steel players, if not more. When this game came out, it was Game of the Year, and now it's remembered as the bad Fallout game, at least online. In real life, if I was to ask someone if they liked Fallout 3, they're gonna say, get the fuck away from me. Fallout 3 is a game of its time, forever being remembered as a time capsule of gaming. And as a time capsule, it's pretty good. The scope of the game is massive, even though it's basically a 360 game. The map is big and mean, with a lot of green. We're all used to Bethesda games now, but there's a reason there aren't any Bethesda game clones, because I swear this shit barely works. Only an insane man can create something that just works, and it's easy for me to hate on this game. But I always feel sort of bad when I talk shit about this game, because I remember that this exists.
Captain, can you hold my nuts?
Oh, no, I haven't done that since college. Oh, these nuts.
We can't forget the Tunnel Snakes website.
Tunnel Snakes rule.
People liked this game, and I can respect that. Even though I like this game. Compared to Fallout New Vegas, its narrative is a little by the books. In a game that lets you sell people into slavery and nuke Megaton, the story is very safe. There were no twists or turns or any branching paths that made me ponder my decisions just a little bit. And when there are decisions in the game, it's basically be really evil or be normal. The gameplay is fun and addictive, despite the jank shooting that, I didn't mind. Only near the end did I start to hate the combat, because some of the enemies later in the game are bullet sponges that are textbook examples of artificial difficulty. The game works best in its early missions, and by the time you get near the end of the game, it's just really repetitive. This is only because the game relies so much on combat that it's basically Call of Duty at some points, but it's Call of Duty if every enemy had RPG health bars, but that's later. Right now, I'm baby.
Let's see. Are you a boy or a girl?
I'm a sucker for when games do stuff like this. I like when they try to immerse you into the game. Star Wars Republic Commando did this, I specifically remember, where they're like, yo, you are human. You are this guy. That's you. My entire life is set up to fail from the beginning because my dad, not me, my dad named me Beavis, and that's just the name I'm stuck with. I can't really blame him though. I mean, look at me. I have a face and a name not even my mother could love, because she died. She would rather die at childbirth than bear to have a child named Beavis.
Come on over here, son. Come on.
Liam Neeson is now a single father, and as a child, I made that as hard as possible. Right here, I feel it's not really talked about too much when you look at a Fallout 3 video. No one really talks about, you're a baby. You start as a baby. And if they do, they make jokes about it. But I'm not going to be that guy, okay? I like the intro. I like the vault. I am that guy, okay? Or I guess right now I am that baby. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I don't really care that the whole baby section is really in the game. But someone at Bethesda cared, and they wanted to immerse me into the game. And, I can respect that, okay? I can respect that someone cared, and maybe someone even tried. You might be wondering, why is my intelligence so high? Well, firstly, this is my self-insert character. And then secondly, the more intelligence you have, the more skill points you get when you level up. So I made it 9, and the goal is to find a bobblehead later in the game to boost it 1 more. And then you always dump charisma in Fallout 3 because we don't talk to people. We are losers, we don't do that. What we do instead is we use our skill points to boost our speech skill, or we save scum. 9 years later, I'm the birthday boy.
Happy birthday!
How can anyone hate Fallout 3 after Todd Howard and the team went out of their way to throw you a birthday party? Thank you, Todd Howard. Thank you. No one's ever really thrown me a birthday party before. Well, just not a birthday party this big. But everything goes wrong for the Vault Dweller. Old Lady Palmer reveals that, you're probably not from the Vault, but she's a crazy lady and you can't really trust her. She gives you a sweet roll, and then Butch Deloria fucking takes it. Yeah, man, I don't even like sweet rolls, dude. You just have it, dude, I'm just cool like that. Liam Neeson sees me getting harassed, and he tells me he has a surprise for me downstairs. I didn't realize when I originally played this game, it was a horror game. But here I am, trapped in a basement with Liam Neeson trying to grab me. I didn't know what he wanted to show me, but I just did not want to see his surprise. Run all you like, but Liam Neeson will find you. And he will give you a BB gun and the HUD for the game. At this point, you will realize you're playing Oblivion with guns or something like that. And the shooting mechanics, they work, okay? They're just fine. It's an RPG with a gun, so I guess it's kind of like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, I'm plugging that game. I love that game. It's not exactly the same thing, but to me it kind of has the same idea, if you know what I mean. I just like RPG games that have a gun skill that affects your guns, okay? And yeah, I shot Liam Neeson in the head and nothing happened, so I just wanted to tell you all that. All the immersion is done. Now, I guess it's starting to feel like a game. In a way, the Pip-Boy has given you sentience. And with sentience comes responsibility. So you have to go take a test to get a job. But we don't really do that here. On your way to take the goat, you realize some gangsters are dissing your fly girl. But they're not just any gangsters. This is Butch Deloria. He's the guy who took your sweet roll. He's pretty cool. He's kind of too cool for me, though. He's intimidating.
No one messes with the tunnel snakes, especially not this stuck-up little daddy's girl.
Omada might be the daughter of the overseer, but Butch Deloria, he's a tunnel snake. I just don't want him to show me his tunnel snake, okay? Hey man, leave her alone is what I said to him. And the greatest fight in gaming history went down. I couldn't let any man disrespect my queen, so I went all out just this one time. I hope you can forgive me. Luckily, this is a video game, so he just got up, man, like, it's just whatever, dude, okay?
I don't know why they won't leave me alone. Just because my father's the overseer, I guess? Idiots.
My int score is like 9, so I think you're on to it. You got it. After that exciting battle, you take the goat. And the goat is a very important test because it decides the future of your character. So if you fail at this test as a child, you fail at life, just like in real life. So I hope you don't take this test without studying or preparing, because a lot is riding on it. I tried my best when taking this test, but there are just some questions I didn't study enough for. I actually just gaslit you. I'm not a reliable narrator. The test doesn't matter at all because you can just change the results of the test and put your skill points wherever you want. I don't know if this is the most optimal build, but I was trying to cover all my bases here in the early game. So I did the ones that I thought I would be doing the most here. It could be a lot worse, okay? You get hit with another flashbang, and the year goes by. That's life. You get flashbanged and you have to continue on. Keep doing what you're doing. Never stop. Upon waking up, you realize your dad is gone, and Amada's dad, the overseer, is going a little crazy, and rad roaches are everywhere. The vault has gone a little crazy. The rad roaches are, They're bugs, dude. I'm not fucking with them. But I'm not fucking with the security either. Things are so crazy, in fact. Butch Deloria actually needs your help. And of course, you gotta help him. If you don't help him, what kind of person are you? If Butch Deloria says kill a rad roach with a baseball bat, I say, where the fuck are they, bro? And he goes, they're attacking my mom. And I'm like, I'm on my way, dude. This is real character development. He gives you his awesome jacket. And this is where Bethesda peaked, man. This is awesome. Thank you, Bethesda, for giving me a personality. With this tunnel snake jacket, I'm a complete being. In every Bethesda game, for some reason, I just have to attack everyone for the loot. I know some of these guys are peaceful, but, you know, they just have shit that you need. It's a survival game. After beating off a few guards, you do make it to the Overseer. For someone so evil, he does hit that pose, you know. They call him the Overseer because he oversees everything with that pose, dude. He just watched his guard get beaten to death, and he's like, yo, come on over here, dude. Your dad left the vault, and I guess a lot of rad roaches got in, and the Overseer went a little crazy and started killing people. But you gotta understand, he's doing it for the vault, okay? Well, actually, I don't know. I guess the rad roaches were already there, and maybe they got disturbed or your dad unleashed them. You know, we're just gonna pretend to not to know. Because this is Fallout 3, you could just sneak behind the Overseer and steal all his shit. And just leave the vault. Thanks to the Overseer, you're able to head out into the Wasteland and actually begin Fallout 3. So long, Amada. I have a video game to play. After all that, you're finally able to play Fallout 3. And yeah, this is the map. People do complain that Fallout 3 is a very boring game to explore, and yeah, you know, there's nothing here, bro. I don't want to beat a dead irradiated horse, but there is nothing to actually see here. Everything you're seeing right now, you're going to see for the rest of the game, which makes exploring in Fallout 3 really boring because I'm just waiting for an enemy to show up so I can beat them to death. The map is pretty big too. I just wish they actually used it. The first city you run into is Megaton, and it's just a bunch of garbage piled together. So these people, I guess, were more advanced than us before the bombs dropped. And it's been 200 years, and all they've done was build a city around a nuclear bomb. Megaton by itself isn't even that bad of a city. I was kind of being mean to it to be funny. But the only problem is it's really the only city other than one in a battleship. Like, there's a couple other tinier cities, but I don't know if I want to consider them cities. Like, there's one area where there's a whole bunch of people in a tower, and then there's like a cave full of children. But yeah, you know, just Megaton and dead trees and rocks. Awesome. I imagine the map was made the way it was because it's on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So the game, you know, they had to cut corners for it, and what they created is really good. I'm just complaining now in the future because I want more. Like, these aren't complaints because the game is bad. These are complaints because I like the game, okay? I like the game, and I wish there was more to it. I am not an irate gamer. I am an understanding gamer. And which you're probably wondering what I'm doing in the footage right now. I'm trying to find a weapon cache. I just know it's over here. You can call me a fake gamer because I didn't memorize where all the weapons were and which rock was which rock in Fallout 3. As you go through the waste, random animals just come out and attack you. You can't even take a walk in America without risking getting rad rabies. And if you think the dogs are bad, they got flamethrower ants walking around. This is our capital city right here. A kid will give you a quest to take out the flame ants, but I just don't really want to do it right now. Like, I get you're in trouble, your dad died, but I got shit to do, man. I'm trying to find a bobblehead, the intelligence bobblehead. I know where it is, but I gotta like go on a journey to get there. So everything else has gotta wait, because I want 10 intelligence. This is how I always start Fallout 3, so that when I'm making this journey here, I'm reminded of all the other times I've made this journey here, and I get a little nostalgic. One day I will have a gamer's son, and maybe he'll make this same journey. Maybe my hypothetical gamer's son will rob old people, like his old man in Fallout 3. Something you learn pretty quick in Fallout 3 is if you want something, you just take it. And there's no real consequences to doing anything evil in this game. So the world is yours, basically. Like, if you kill this guy, look at all this free shit you get. Why would you not do it? That's when I realized maybe I'm evil. The Wasteland has changed me. Not necessarily for the better, but like any gamer online, I could just blame Todd Howard for everything. And I feel like I'm going to do that. Because why would I blame myself for killing that guy when I can blame Todd Howard for giving him so much loot? Todd Howard put me in that situation. But I'm not a raider like these people. I'm a complex character with a baseball bat. Now we swim to the bobblehead. We need that intelligence, so that's where we're going. We make it to the battleship, and we grab the bobblehead. From here, you could actually skip most of the game's opening and go find your dad. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to play the game how it's meant to be played. And we're going to go find Three Dog. Now we have to head to Megaton, where everyone is mean to you for no reason. Everyone in this game is kind of mean in a way. But Megaton is where they're meanest.
You seem like a nice kid, so I'm going to be straight with you. Your dad was here, and now he's not. And yes, I know where he went. But what you're asking me for is information, and information is a commodity. Let's say 100 cops, and Daddy's location is yours. Very reasonable.
Even people with fake Irish accents are going to shake you down.
Beat it, kid. Go look for Daddy somewhere else.
Okay, I thought I did click the nice option there, but apparently I clicked the mean option, and she was even meaner to me. But I'm stuck with the false memories, so everyone in here is mean to me. No other way about it. Except this guy. You were nice to me. Everyone in here was so mean to me, I did save scum to not pay this dude 100 caps. Like, I'm not paying this fake Irish dude 100 caps, man. With my false memories, I decided to leave Megaton because I need to actually continue the game. Hopefully nothing bad happens to Megaton because of these perceived grievances I have. The mind is a funny thing and works in crazy ways. Something you learn in Fallout 3 is every building in this game is actually a dungeon full of evil people. So in a way, it's kind of like you're playing an Elder Scrolls game. Just instead of evil caves and dungeons, it's a supermarket or an abandoned house or something. I cleared this dungeon out because I wanted somewhere to sleep safely. You know what's worse than raiders though? Well, there are a lot of things worse than raiders probably. But the thing I hate the most are metro systems. You have to traverse these every now and then, well, especially in the beginning of the game. But they're not really interesting to walk around in. There's like nothing here. All I can think of when I'm playing through the beginning of Fallout 3 is, man, what if I just skip the whole intro and find my dad immediately? Because this is just like, this is life. This is death. This is Fallout 3. I don't know, I'm just going through this place here, and all I can think of is, man, I wonder where my dad is. All I can find down here are these creatures, and I just don't think anyone should live here because these things live here. Like, no man should traverse where creatures like this lie. There's nothing too wrong with these guys, I just don't like how they look. They're kind of scary. You gotta hear me out here. But for some reason, whenever I'm attacked by ghouls in a Fallout game, I panic. They're not even scary, they don't do damage or anything. Maybe I just don't like them. Maybe I just find ghouls evil in nature. Like super mutants here, these guys are fine. But if I see a ghoul, I go lights out. After having a close encounter with the ghoul kind, I make my way to Three Dog. The Brotherhood of Steel are fighting outside where Three Dog is, I don't really care. Y'all guys can do what you need to do. For I got shit to do. Outside of Three Dog's house, you find a Brotherhood of Steel guy. He's dead, but he has a fat man on him. I wonder what that's here for. You're not gonna guess, but it's actually placed here for a reason. Because a giant fucked up creature comes and I did what I had to do. There are things I did because I wanted to save humanity. You have to understand, everything I do is for humanity. Also, what the fuck? This game is haunted. After all that, we can finally approach Three Dog. It's an honor to be in his presence.
I am Three Dog, jockey of discs and teller of truths, lord and master over the finest radio station to grace the wastes, Galaxy News Radio.
Too bad I can't listen to you, Three Dog, because I don't want to get copyright striked.
Sometimes being bad feels pretty damn good. Three Dog out! Three Dog out!
What if you wanted to find your dad, but Three Dog said you had to go steal some shit from a museum for him, and then put it on another thing, and yeah, I just wanted to go find my dad, but here I am doing bullshit. The mission involves you trying to find a relay disc from a museum, and then put it on the Washington Monument, but all of that is in the middle of a war zone, because the District of Columbia is on fire. Like most people, I don't have the map of Fallout 3 memorized, so I'm trying to find all this shit. But I just end up shooting my way through people, and when I find enemies, I assume I'm going the right way. And it's kind of a slog, but it's probably my fault. Like, maybe I picked the worst path ever to get to the museum. I don't know. The DC Metro even has FaZe Clan snipers still around. I don't know how FaZe Clan is still around in the apocalypse, but they're here, waiting to trick shot someone. Just be safe out there. Our once great capital is under siege by mercenaries and giant green people. I made a shortcut through the Capitol building. Something tells me this guy was not elected, but I don't really care about the conflict going on around me. At this point in time, all I needed to do was find my dad, because I'm a 20-year-old fail-son orphan without a cause. It took way too long, but eventually we did get the dish, and now we gotta put it on the monument. Man, I wish I could sit back and admire all the science going on here. But I'm just afraid of being clubbed to death. There's the big-ass monument. We go and place this on, and with that, the most tedious part of Fallout 3 is done. And we're rewarded with this awesome Xbox 360 view. I usually skip this whole part of the game, but we needed to play it just to get the full Fallout 3 experience, though I will admit the intro for Fallout 3 in the vault is fun. I like the vault stuff, but once you get out of the vault and they send you into DC immediately, I get filtered half the time I play this game. I see that intro and I'm like, yeah, I'm skipping that. I'm not playing that shit. As revenge for all the shitty shit I had to do, I decided to get rid of the ant population by doing a side quest here. Because look at this shit, dude. These ants are fucking mean as hell. I'm not coexisting with fire-breathing ants like this. We're going into the belly of the beast. The lair of the ant. Early on in the game, these ants are actually some of the harder enemies I've run into. They just have a flamethrower, so I don't like to kill ants. I don't like to do anything bad to bugs or animals, but you've seen these things. You know what they do to people. It's either me or them. And well, I'm not an ant, so bye-bye. Eventually you run into the scientist who created the fire-breathing ants, and he has a proposition for you. Basically, he's like, yo, can you clear out all the fire-breathing ants around the queen, and we'll get this thing all fixed up? And I'm like, sure, man. I had no health, I had no weapons, all I had are landmines, and I made use of them. This is like one of the few times I've ever used landmines in this game, and it was not really my choice to. I ran out of ammo fighting to get here, and I didn't really want to go back. Rest be assured, the ants all blew up, and I got my perk. What I've learned is always take shots and medicine from random people, especially if they're in a lab coat. You never know what kind of cool mutations you're gonna get. Luckily here, I got my perception increased. But hey, you could get a third arm, or you can get disfigured and join a settlement. So you have two outcomes from taking medicine from random people. First is, you get a cool ability, and you're awesome. The second one is you get some sort of really, really, really bad side effect, and you just sue them. Like, you win no matter what. I was trying to be a good guy throughout this playthrough, but apparently being a good guy is not a good thing. Because I'm too passionate, because I care too much, because I love, people want to kill me. Forgive me again, Master, but I have to go all out. If you're too good or too evil in this game, they will send people to hunt you down and kill you. Now I can go and find this child a new home. Luckily, his new home and my main quest are all in the same space. Or rather, same ship. Three Dogs sent me to Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee is kinda mean. We ask her where our dad is. She says she doesn't know. And she says maybe he's in a super mutant infested building. I wouldn't go there. But we're gonna go there because it's a video game. Also, here's the kid's new home. Have fun, child. Found one kid a family. Now I'm trying to find mine. Super mutants don't know what it's like to be a son. They don't know what it's like to be without Liam Neeson. They don't understand. We find out where we need to go, and we set out to Vault 112. Too bad I don't really feel like finding my dad right now. I'm out here doing my own thing. I'm after a shotgun. There's a shotgun called the Terrible Shotgun. Its name is ironic because it's actually a good shotgun. What is sad is the man who has the shotgun is actually friendly. But I'm not really friendly. In fact, I'm evil. I'm mean. I killed him for his weapon. I'm a bad man. I do what I can. This weapon here truly allows you to go beast mode on these people. I was trying to think of something unique to do this playthrough, because I've done a lot in this game, but I've never blown up Megaton because I've never had the balls to do it. Like, why would I kill all these people? There's no reason to do that. I'm a nice guy. But I wanted to test this game and see how far I could take it. So I decided I wanted to blow up Megaton because I've never done it before. But I did want this hat before I took out the town, but yeah, I don't know what happened here. My gun like slipped out of my hand and I just don't know what happened. Now to blow up Megaton. I've never done this before. I wanted to see what would happen. So this man here, he says, hey, can you blow up Megaton for me? I'm like, why not, dude? Why not? I've never done this ever in my life. Unfortunately, I would need to level up one more time to blow it up. Now I set off to finally find my dad. No more distractions. No more bullshit. No more nothing. Only bonding. I had to make up for what I'm about to do to Megaton. So I saw these slavers here, and they are no good. Crime is bad and wrong. Remember, good always triumphs over evil. So yeah, my dad is held up in this place here. He's in a vault, but the vault is hidden. But don't worry. I'm a detective. I found it. Don't worry. I'm a detective. Nothing ever gets past me. My dad is in one of these pods here that send you to the anime world. The anime dimension. That is, if you count Leave It to Beaver as an anime. I'm the titular beaver. I leveled up getting here, so now I have enough skill points to blow up Megaton. There is a pretty cool dog over here. What's up? Bark right back at you, boy. This girl, I think, is the head honcho here. She wants me to do things I'm not comfortable with doing, like bullying people. I don't really do that. This old lady started talking to me, and she said we're living in the Matrix and that everything's fake and that it's all being controlled from this abandoned building. Yeah, okay, ma'am. I'll believe him when I see it. What kind of smoke and mirrors is this here? Yeah, okay, lady. I'll believe it when I see Chinese soldiers shooting everyone. To my surprise, Chinese soldiers came and they started shooting everyone. And it turns out my dad was the dog, and this little girl was actually an old man. This was a pretty cool level, but all good things must end, and we have to return to the Wasteland. But our dad, Liam Neeson's here, and we know what a Geck is now. And with that new knowledge, he leaves us again. Well, I guess it's time to blow up Megaton. This is the man who wants me to blow it up, and he wants you to do it because it's an eyesore. And I get it, Megaton does look pretty shitty. And if you do it, you get an apartment. So why not, I guess? I've never done it before. Let's see what happens.
Fireworks! I almost wish there was another nuke we could detonate. You don't see that very often.
This is the room you get when you blow up Megaton. And it does look better than Megaton. With Megaton gone, I could continue the story and find where my dad has gone. Here we learn that my father was trying to do this thing called Project Purity, and its goal was to turn all the water in the Wasteland into drinkable water. Yeah, it was a pretty noble goal. But before we could do this, I needed to play a video game. There are some pretty big DLCs in Fallout 3, and one of them, if I complete it, gives me some broken armor that, I gotta try out. Me and the Outcast, we found this underground layer, this bunker, and it has a video game inside of a video game. There's a weapon cache down here, and the only way to access it is to prove that you're a patriot by being a gamer. You wake up and you're in a simulation that takes place during the Battle of Anchorage, where China was invading the United States, but luckily patriots like you were there to stop them. And that's why gamers are an important part of this country. I don't really want to go in too much, detail about what happens in this campaign or this story, because it's really simple. It's a Call of Duty mission where you have infinite health, you have infinite ammo, and you shoot to point A to point B. But it is fun, okay? People will say this is a bad DLC, but I had fun in it. I thought it was some of the most fun in the game. I don't know if I would pay money for it, but it comes with the Game of the Year edition. So that was pretty cool. The game ends and you're sent back into the real world, and a real world, but it's a video game still. Now you get all this awesome loot for free. Hold on. Yeah, I know, I'm a science character and I forgot to click on the computer. But look at all this awesome loot you get. Maybe the two best armors in the game. But everyone outside could not hold their excitement, and they started fighting over the loot that I already stole. And when I finished playing my video games, my dad was there waiting for me. And of course he needed me to come in here and clean up the place so he can go to work. But none of this really matters, because the Enclave comes and Bethesda realized they can't really have Liam Neeson on the budget anymore. And so he dies. And then you gotta get these ungrateful people to safety.
What is it?
I don't know why everyone is so mean in this game. From here you bring the scientists to the super good guys in the game, the Brotherhood of Steel. And they're battling the super bad guys who wear evil power armor. Which is always kind of funny to me, because basically the story of Fallout 3 becomes you have like the super wholesome guys who want to do only good stuff. And then you have the evil bad guys who want to do bad stuff. Which I'm like, come on, man. I think this is why people tend to like New Vegas over Fallout 3. because the factions in Fallout 3 are too cartoonishly evil or cartoonishly good. And the factions in Fallout New Vegas tend to be more nuanced. There's no unredeemable bad guy. Well, I guess to most people, Caesar's Legion is going to be the unredeemable bad guy. But you have to admit, there is a difference between Caesar's Legion and Darth Vader showing up into the Wasteland with a legion of stormtroopers. In a way, Fallout 3 sort of feels like you're playing, well, maybe Fable 3 or any Fable game. Your choices are either you're really good or you're really evil. And there's only one situation I can think of where that is different, and it's in a DLC called the Pitt, which we will get there eventually. But in the main game, it's you have decisions like, do you want to blow up Megaton or do you not want to? Like, okay. I mean, blowing up Megaton's funny, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, every game after Fallout 3 does address this problem, but Fallout 3's main issue is that you are forced to work with the Brotherhood. You can't not trust them, and the Brotherhood is like the good guys. They don't do anything bad or anything. But in Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas, they allow you to choose which faction you want to side with. And I think that's what Fallout 3 really needs, because without that, Fallout 3 feels like a normal game. It feels like Call of Duty, I guess, in a way. You just can't like do what you want to do. For most missions in Fallout 3, you're going from point A to point B, and you're killing everyone in between. Luckily, the good guys kind of know what you need to do. They tell you that there's a Geck, but the only way to get to it probably is through a vault, but the vault is surrounded by a town full of children in a cave. This is a very interesting place. I'm not gonna like shit talk it. There's not a lot of cool places to visit in Fallout 3, so you kind of have to settle for this here. It's a town where children live, and if you get too old, you become a mungo, and you get thrown out. So it's kind of like the kids next door, but in the Wasteland. I didn't stick around long, because I'm after that Geck. Hey Todd Howard, give me that Geck. There's a super mutant here who's supposed to help you get the Geck because it's in a radiated room. But he got stuck on the terrain, so he couldn't really help me. So I was kind of like forced to get the Geck myself. What is wrong with this guy? You find the Geck here, and the Geck ain't nothing. Radiation ain't nothing. My alignment ain't nothing. My free will, it also ain't nothing. Because I get flashbanged and the fucking bad guy in the game comes. And he wants to take my Geck away. I get captured by the Enclave. And they want the code to Project Purity. But I don't even know the code because I'm illiterate. The president of the Enclave decides that he wants to have a meeting with you. And he invites you up to his cool room. The president is a robot. A robot. A robot. Yeah, the president's a robot. And he wants you to sabotage Project Purity by making it where the clean water it's going to create can only be drinking by pure-blooded Vault Dwellers. And I'm not that evil, I swear. And I failed a 90% I failed a 90% speech check to get him to kill himself. But then I used science to explain why it's a good idea. And he agreed with me, and he decides that he's going to destroy the whole base and kill everyone. Now the Enclave was having a bit of a rough time. Now that I was free from the Enclave, I decided to check out Robert E. Lee's house because there's a bobblehead in here. And I'm just here for the bobblehead. There's a murderer outlaw in here, and I tried to reason with him. I really did. In the basement of Robert E. Lee's house is a shrine to Abraham Lincoln, which is kind of cool. I don't know, it's just kind of cool, alright? There's nothing. It's just here. And I found what I was looking for. When it comes to doing the main quest, we're actually at the end of the game. But there's some DLC and a side quest I kind of want to do before we end this campaign. Like, how can you play Fallout 3 without visiting Vault 101 again? The Vault Dwellers want to leave and the Overseer says they can't, but I talk him down because I'm a nice guy, and then I'm rewarded by my childhood friend with getting kicked out of the vault. With nothing left in life, I decide I want to atone for my sins, and I donate a lot of money to the church, and it absolves me of all the bad things I've done. I recruit Butch Deloria, and I do another side quest. And then I decide now it's time to do some more DLC. I decided it was time to do Point Lookout, but I couldn't bring Butch with me, unfortunately. This is probably one of the more interesting DLCs, especially when it comes to a Bethesda game, because the story is kind of nuanced, because there's no good guys or bad guys, it's just two assholes, and they're geniuses, and they have like this feud, and you're just kind of in the middle, and I thought it was kind of funny. There's a giant map to explore, well, quote-unquote explore. When I was playing, I didn't really find anything too awesome to look around and see. Everything is just kind of like abandoned. There's not a lot of NPCs to hang out with. You're in a ghost town or ghost island. You're in the island from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. But there are new creatures, or I don't know if I want to call this guy a creature. He's a fella. There are new fellas on this island to interact with and hopefully bond with. And the first nice person I ran into was the ghoul scientist, and I just ended up helping him. I was kind of like a chill guy. A thing I don't really like about the DLC in Fallout 3 is the DLC came out after the game was finished. So this is all post-game content. And the geniuses at Bethesda were like, oh yeah, so you're probably pretty strong after beating the game, so how do we make the game harder? I got an idea. We're going to turn every enemy into a bullet sponge, even if they're wearing no armor. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, why are they able to tank these shots? It's a headshot with a gun. If I did that to someone in real life, if I did that to myself in real life, I kept finding Confederate hats in this DLC, so I decided to dress up a little bit. Hell yeah, brother. If I didn't have to walk through a swamp, I would have kept that outfit on. Bethesda really wants to make Redneck Rampage, but they can't, because they spent all their money buying Fallout. The story has you trying to infiltrate some tribe on the island, and you have to do a ritual, and I just do shit, man. You start tripping out. Some dudes start sawing your head open, which is not nice, but we don't really care because we're tripping right now. Oh my god, I'm tripping out, man. Oh my god. I'm tripping out. And my game crashes. You infiltrate the tribe, and you figure out why they're attacking the mansion. And it's because they are worshipping a machine god. But the machine god is actually a sentient AI of another scientist who's, mad at the ghoul scientist. And that will not do. So me and the ghoul, we go out to shut down the robot. Hey, you know what suck the head means? It means you die, you son of a bitch. And you know what? We kill him too, with the new weapon we got. Never mind, I retconned that. Actually, we're beating him to death with a shovel. Even this guy is a bullet sponge. He's just wearing a suit. But the shovel will take him out eventually. Because I'm a hardworking individual. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little crashed ship over here. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa! I don't want to be on this ship anymore. Mothership Zeta is a DLC that's kind of interesting. I mean, the premise is pretty cool. And you're playing the game and you're like, yeah, I'm shooting aliens. This is awesome. And then you're like, wow, this is still going on. We're still here. This is definitely a DLC that suffers for being a DLC. Because it wants to be long, so you don't feel like you wasted your money buying it. But the issue is there's nothing in this DLC other than shooting aliens, which that's kind of cool. And I feel like that would work better as a side quest in the main game. But since it's a DLC, you're here for a while. And some of the enemies are kind of, they're kind of spooky. They're kind of cool looking. Not necessarily hard, but they're here to get shot at. I feel like my stealth build did kind of trivialize most of the game because I'm so powerful and nothing can actually stop me that I was just walking towards the destination without a second thought in the world, without a care. I was so broken that, I might as well not even play the game because the game, it ain't being played. But a lot of that is just because of the armor I'm wearing. And this is DLC armor, so there was some pay-to-win power creeping going on. But we don't care. The second to last DLC is the Pit. And this one involves us stealing a baby. The story is actually pretty good here, but the problem is my character is way too strong for the story. You see, the slavers have created a society of slavery, and their society is bad. You'll see, it's pretty bad, but it is a society. And, maybe the baby would be better with them, because the alternative is chaos, because we don't know what the slaves are going to be like, and they want to steal the baby. But, they could be way worse. We don't know. We don't know what kind of society they're going to create, and if it's going to be better than the one I'm about to destroy. But my only interaction with them is that they want me to steal a baby that is a cure to this disease that turns you into a fucked up creature. But I mean, it's a video game, so I'm going to help the slaves out. If I have to kill this baby's family and then steal him, then so be it. It's for the greater good. Also, the guy who gives me the quest is kind of mean.
Well now, a hero. Look at you. I come from a place far to the northwest.
Okay, man, I don't have to help you. I killed my way into the compound, but Bethesda grabbed me and said, no, you are going to play this game the right way. Todd Howard says I have to be a slave in the pit, and so that is my fate. I was underground. I didn't know what to do. I was afraid. I had just gotten beaten by Todd Howard. I didn't know what to do. Me and the stranger, we're not going to sit in here. I said, me and the stranger, we're not going to sit in here. I was breaking out. I wasn't playing this game Todd's way. It was a hard fight, but I needed to retreat and heal. And I turned around. And to my surprise, it was all the guards. What the? So I beat them all to death. This was the only way to free all the pit people. And it actually worked, which was kind of funny. They all just kind of came into this room to die. And this is what I meant when I said my character was way too strong for the pit. Because they took all my items, but I didn't need them. I did not need anything. Even though I killed all these people, I still had to actually do the game as it was meant to be played. I had to go and collect steel while the little trog creatures were walking around. And I had to become a gladiator. I earned my freedom, and then I killed the guy who enslaved all these people. Then I killed my way to the baby. And then I released trogs into the only civilized part of Pittsburgh. So, maybe it worked out pretty well. Now it was time to actually finish Fallout 3. We were going to go and take back Project Purity, the only way the Brotherhood knows how.
Embrace democracy, or you will be eradicated.
We get into Project Purity, and the Colonel's here. And this is going to be the greatest boss battle ever. With the Colonel gone, one of us has to go into the super irradiated room to stop it from having a meltdown. I said, nuh-uh.
So that's how it is? So much for chivalry. Fine, I'll do it, but I need the code. Okay, I got it.
I can see you from here. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. We're all proud of you.
But the child refused to follow the father's selfless example, instead allowing a true hero to venture into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity and sacrifice her own life for the greater good of mankind.
Oh yeah, tough guy, let me see you do it. The final DLC begins right after the game's ending, and you join the Brotherhood of Steel, and that's about it. There's not a lot in this DLC other than it lets you continue the game. Somehow the Enclave have a giant space weapon, and they use it to kill Liberty Prime instead of killing the Brotherhood of Steel. And in retaliation, the Brotherhood of Steel send you to go and track down the Enclave and take out that weapon. And even worse, the Enclave also have giant tactical death claws that we have to take out at all costs. This DLC is probably fire if you're not running a stealth build, but because I'm a ninja, I was able to walk to where I needed to go without fear of anyone ever stopping me. I'm too powerful. I really am. You kill enough people and you make it to the control panel, and then the real ending of Fallout 3 is you get to decide who you're gonna blow up. I don't know what decision you would take, but I decided to kill the bad guys because they're bad guys. And that's Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is a game that I like to play. It was pretty fun when I was playing it. I was kind of like obsessed with it in a way. But it is probably not as good as Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Whatever your favorite Fallout game is, this one is probably not as good as that one. And that's okay, but this is probably someone's favorite Fallout game. And if that's your favorite Fallout game, then this game is freaking awesome, dude.